Welcome back to all. See, in the last class, we have solved two problems. That is, we have found out AB and BA. So, we have found out AB and the product BA, and we have observed that AB is equal to BA. Both the products are equal to identity matrix. Okay, I think you remember in our previous class we discussed this point. And another one is any matrix multiplied by identity matrix is as good as identity matrix into A. We get back the same matrix A. Okay, these 2 points we have covered in the last class. See, if AB is equal to BA is equal to I, this implies, so I am recalling what we have learned in the last class. Okay, I have not started this class, or I am not saying the new thing. So we have ended our class at this point. So if AB is equal to BA is equal to I, then we come to the conclusion that one matrix is the inverse of the other. That means matrix B may be inverse of A, or matrix A may be the inverse of B. Okay, that means inverse exists, and these matrices are called invertible matrices. Okay, so in this class I am going to discuss about invertible matrices. Invertible matrices. This is very, very important from the examination point of view. So try to understand the concept clearly. Okay, I am going to explain each and every point in detail. So only thing is you have to understand, and afterwards we can apply this theory to solve some of the problems. Okay, invertible matrices. When we say that matrices are invertible, see, if A is a matrix, A is a square matrix, then the question arises here, has this matrix or does this matrix has an inverse or not? Okay, so what is the condition for this matrix to have an inverse? So does this matrix has an inverse or not? So this is the question. So we have to find an answer for this question. Okay, so I am going to discuss about invertible matrices. So so here see, if A is a square matrix of order m, so square matrix means we know number of columns is equal to number of rows. Okay, so if it is a square matrix of order m, then when we say that this matrix is inverse, see, if A is a square matrix, then if there exists another matrix, say B, of the same order, so A is a square matrix, if there exists another matrix B such that, so if I multiply A and B, that is, if I multiply A and B, that should be equal to, see, identity matrix. This is what we have discussed in our last class. This was our previous point. Okay, we discussed in our last class. See, whenever we multiply two matrices, if the product is equal to identity matrix, then what will be our conclusion here? Then one matrix is the inverse of the other. Then we say B is the inverse of A, or A is the inverse of B. See here, this is very, very important and very easy here. So to say that matrix is invertible, then there should exist another matrix such that the product of those two matrices must be equal to identity matrix. Then only one matrix will be inverse of the other. We say that such matrices as invertible matrices. This we have already discussed in the last class. Okay. So then the matrix is said to have an inverse, or A is said to be invertible. So next question is, see, if A has a inverse, matrix A has a inverse means, what is the meaning here? There exists another matrix AB such that the product of both the matrices is equal to I. Then question is, how to find the inverse? See, this is the question. How to find the inverse of a given matrix? How to find the inverse of a given matrix here? This is the important question for us to answer in this class. So how do you find the inverse of the given matrix? Okay, so we can follow some of the steps to find the inverse of the given matrix. See here, if A is a given matrix, if inverse exists means we write like this, A inverse. If B is the matrix, then B inverse. So how to find out the inverse here? See, there are some steps. So here we use elementary row transformations or column transformations. So we use elementary row transformations to find the inverse of the matrix. So what we use elementary row transformations to find the inverse of the given matrix. So how to use elementary row transformations? So there are some certain steps we have to follow to find the inverse of the matrix. So what are the steps? So we follow to find the inverse of the matrix. Okay. See here, if A is the given matrix, then we know any matrix can be written as we have proved in the last class here. So A is equal to, see, we can write it as IA. See, I into I will get back that matrix, or we can also write it as AI. So either we can write it as AI or IA. Okay, so matrix can be written as IA or AI. See, I would consider I into A. So I into A is equal to what? The matrix A only. Identity matrix into any matrix gives the same matrix. See, in the first place I have written identity matrix. This means we have to apply only row operations. So we can apply only row operations if I write A is equal to IA. So for the time being, let us write this as I into A and apply row operations. Okay, by applying row operations, we have to reduce LHS and RHS. So how to reduce LHS and RHS? This we can clearly understand by taking the examples. So what is the first step here? We have to write the given matrix as I into A. Then we have to reduce both LHS and RHS. See, this RHS contains I into A. So this RHS should be reduced to say BA. So this A remains as it is. Instead of I, we should get another matrix B, and LHS should be reduced to identity matrix. See here, listen to my explanation. LHS, we have the given matrix that should be reduced to identity matrix, and right hand side we have to reduce identity matrix to another matrix, say B. So that is, we have written A is equal to what? IA. So by applying row transformations, so reduce this RHS. See, here I is there on the RHS. Reduce this to matrix B. So then you write this A as it is. Then we reduce the matrix A and the LHS to I. See, then what is the conclusion? I is equal to BA. So I is equal to BA means we say that B is the inverse of A. Therefore, see, we say that one matrix is the inverse of the other. So in this way we can find the inverse of the given matrix. So what are the steps involved in finding the inverse of the matrix? Let us go through the steps one by one here. See, so I told the definitions of invertible matrices. So this we have already discussed in the last class, so no need to worry up to this point here. See, then we can see here inverse of a matrix by elementary transformation. So what is the method here? See, first we have to write the matrix as I into A, then apply a sequence of row operations. See, row operations and transform A of LHS into I. See, we have to convert LHS into identity matrix, then RHS. So we have I into A and the RHS, so I into A should be converted to BA. Okay, then P is the inverse of A. Okay, so let me write it again. See, given matrix is written as IA, then you convert LHS to identity matrix, then you convert RHS. See, RHS we have identity matrix, in that we get another matrix B, and you write this A as it is. Then whatever the matrix you get, that will be the inverse of A. Okay, these are the points we have to follow. So see here, suppose, see, in this process, suppose we get one or more 0 rows, then what is the conclusion? Then see, one or more 0 rows, then inverse does not exist. Okay, inverse does not exist. For example, when we are, see here, we write A is equal to C IA. So we continue to reduce this by applying sequence of row operations. Suppose on the LHS, see, suppose if I get, say, like this, see here, second row contains all the elements are zeros. So here inverse does not exist in such cases. So it is not the rules. It is not the rule that inverse must exist here. Inverse may exist or may not exist. Okay. So when does inverse will not exist? So if the elements in any row are 0, then inverse does not exist. Okay. So how to find the inverse of the given matrix here? First write the given matrix as, see, I into A. I should come in the first place because we apply row operations. Okay, then reduce the LHS to identity matrix. Identity matrix means it should be 1 0 0 1 if the order is 2 cross 2. Then you reduce I on the RHS to, say, some matrix B, and you write A as it is. So then B will be the inverse of A. So this way we can find the inverse of the given matrix. Okay, so this is all what I explained in this class was theory here. So I have explained the definition of invertible matrix in the last class itself. So here I have taken the examples and proved that AB is equal to BA is equal to identity matrix. Then how to find the inverse of a matrix is, so we have to write the given matrix as I into A and apply series of row operations and convert both LHS and RHS, and you find out the inverse. Okay, so when do we say that inverse does not exist? If we get, see, if we get one or more 0 rows, then inverse does not exist. So see, your last point is given, so we can write A is equal to AI also, because AI means we get A only. Then we can apply series of, see here, series of column operations only. See here, if I write A is equal to AI, then we have to apply only column operations. So here we are concentrating on the row operations, because we write A is equal to IA, so we apply only row operations. Okay, not the column operations. Column operations means we have to write A is equal to what? AI. So this will not take this. So A is equal to IA. We will follow this procedure. Okay, let us consider some of the examples related to invertible matrices in the next class. This is all the theory. So you write down the notes correctly. I will explain the problem in the next class.